This is build you from the ground up. Probably one of the most important courses on my website at the moment. And it's because I'm going to teach you step by step the fundamentals of boxing. See, you want to make sure you have a good foundation. You have good fundamentals. It's no different than building a house, right? You want to have a solid foundation so you can build on top of it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you the same way that I've taught hundreds of people throughout the years from owning a gym. I've also had the opportunity to work with numerous world-level professional fighters, amateur fighters at the Olympic level, and they all had one thing in common, and that's good fundamentals. Okay, you have to have a solid foundation if you want to go ahead and build on top of this, all right? But this is just a really good starting point. So for all my beginners out there, intermediate and advanced boxers, let's go ahead and let's get started. You already know. What up, y'all? How y'all doing? I've got a special treat for y'all tonight, man. As you might have saw on the flyer, we got the WBA Continental champion, up and coming fighter, signed to Eddie Hearns. Undoubtedly one of the hot rising prospects in boxing today, from Camden, New Jersey. But he's really being noticed all over the world. People are starting to realize how good he is. He is undefeated. And we're bringing on Raymond Savage Ford. And let me tell you, he lives up to his name. He's definitely a savage. He is as tough as they come. You know what I mean? His record is 9-0 with one draw. That draw was controversial, and we're going to talk about that today. And, you know, we're going to do what we always do, man. We're going to kick it. It's going to be normal. You know what I'm saying? We're going to ask questions. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to find out more about him, maybe some stuff that you guys don't know, how he started. So, you know, I'm real excited to have him on here, man. I've had the opportunity to hold mitts for him a couple of times, and he's just a true talent, man. And I'm also friends with his trainer, Reg, who's going to be in the building tonight. And actually real good friends with that, man. You know, I've been working around these guys for a long time, man. Everybody at one time, you know, when Tevin Farmer was training, everybody was, you know, in one little confined area. And, you know, we were all, you know, basically family for a long time. And we still are, you know what I mean? But with the COVID and everything that's going on, you guys know people get separated. Everybody kind of goes their own ways. But it's definitely dope to catch back up with these guys and see them being successful on their end, man. They never stop grinding. So I'm real excited to talk to them, man. And I'm excited for you guys to learn something tonight. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there's going to be some sort of a lesson in here talking to Raymond and his trainer. So let's see who's in the building. We got Caesar. Yeah, buddy. Hope this guy is cool. Let's find out. You know what I mean? We got Garrett Groover in the building with the 100 symbol. What up, my boy? We got North Jersey on the check-in. My man, Georgie Porgy. What up, Georgie, man? What's going on, my boy? Real excited about that Rosado versus Munguia this Saturday, man. Yeah, that's going to be a real dope fight, man. I was actually looking up Munguia's box rec, and I didn't realize he has so many fights. I knew Munguia, you know, was good, but man, he got like 30 something freaking fights and he's undefeated. And he got a couple of names on there, not as many as Gabe Rosado, but again, he's undefeated. You know what I mean? I know he was a hot prospect at one time, then I think he had like a tough fight somewhere in there, and then it's kind of like he simmered down a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm real interested because Gabe Rosado has looked good in his last two outings, right? He looked good against Jacobs. He just knocked out this kid who he was supposed to lose to, who was an Olympian. He's working with Freddie Roach, you know what I mean, which seems to be bringing out a lot of the skills that, you know, my man Billy Briscoe ingrained in him from the very beginning. But it seems like maybe now he's finding his rhythm, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that goes. My man, Mr. Just Because in the house, broken ribs and all, laugh out loud, but laughing sucks. Damn, what happened to your ribs, bro? You was good 2 days ago. You was calling people out. You wanted to fight Garrett Groover 2 days ago on my channel. And now you telling me your ribs is broken, man? Man, I mean, I hope you all right, bro. How did that happen, man? My man Caesar said great energy tonight. Yes, absolutely. We're going to have a lot of fun, man. So A lot of people, my man No Ferez. What up, coach? Starting to see a lot of the regulars in here. Sean Breezy just tapping in, coach. You're gonna learn something today for sure. Operation No Go, let's get it. We about to get it. My man Kenyon Simmons in here. What's going on? Man, let's go ahead and let's get this thing started. We got the man of the hour,
It's good.
Ray Savage, man. What's going on, my boy?
Everything good, man. How you?
I'm good, man. So, you know, I've been watching you. I've been watching you guys work, you know what I mean, from a distance. And it seems like you got a lot of good things going on. So, I'm doing this no days off November. I basically just been going live every single day, no matter what the situation is, whether I'm talking Q&A or if I'm bringing people on. And I thought it'd be real dope to bring you on, talk to the people a little bit about your upcoming in boxing and a lot of the stuff going on. I mean, obviously, right now you're fighting on the Teofimo Lopez undercard, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I mean, you're doing big things. You just won the WBA Continental title, which, you know what I'm saying, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But what I really want to talk about with you is where did it all start? Like what got Ray into boxing? You feel me?
I just was a bad little kid, just liked to fight a lot and getting suspended from school and stuff like that, fighting back at home and on the street when I'm outside and stuff like that. And then my mom, she just put me into boxing. So that's how that went.
So you from Camden, New Jersey,
Yeah.
and everybody who knows about Camden knows that it's not the easiest place in the world to grow up, right?
But,
It's got its, its difficulties, I should say the least.
uh-huh.
So where did you start boxing in Camden?
I started boxing in Sicklerville. I ain't started boxing in Camden.
Oh,
Actually, no, I did start in. I started in Camden, but it wasn't in the gym. It was this boy. His name Adrian. He used to live on my block. Some Puerto Rican kid. He was like 15. He basically like just took me under his wing, and
how old was you at the time?
I was like 9. I was like
Okay.
9. I was like 9 when that happened. So
So
yeah,
you was already rumbling at 8, 9 years old. You were already getting in fights.
yeah, facts.
Okay, okay.
So basically, like he took me under his wing. I was fighting in front of him one day, and he was a boxer. So he ended up taking me under his wing, and then just kept me with him. He had a punching bag in his basement and stuff like that. And I used to go to his house, hit the punching bag. He used to teach me little combos and stuff, and I would go running with him and stuff like that. And then I ended up moving. I moved to Sicklerville, and then when we moved to Sicklerville, that's when I got into a real gym. So
Okay, okay. So you 8, 9 years old. Now, what do you think is the reason that you was fighting so much at such a young age? Like, was there something going on, or you just liked it?
I stayed in trouble. So it's like I don't know. I just
It
had
was
like
just a natural thing for you. Like, you don't have
yeah,
a real explanation. You just
yeah,
always is in trouble.
yeah, facts. And I had like a real bad temper. So like any little thing would just piss me off, and I'd just be ready to fight. So
Okay. Are you still like that?
nah, I ain't like that no more.
Okay, okay. So you went to Sicklerville. You started boxing. So how long into your boxing training before you could say, you know what? I mean, before you decided to go amateur, have your first amateur bout, how old were you and how long were you actually boxing?
All right, so when I moved to Sicklerville, I was like 11 or going on 11, and then I had my first fight at 12. So
Okay, so you started at a relatively young age. I mean, 8, 9 is the real young age, but 12 years old is I think a really good age because you're already a little bit older.
mhm.
How long were you boxing before you had your first fight at 12?
I want to say I was in the gym for about 6 months.
Okay, okay, so you moved pretty quick then.
Yeah, facts.
All right. So then you started fighting as an amateur. How many amateur fights did you rack up in total?
55.
Okay, so 55 fights. Any major tournaments or anything that you won?
I won a national Golden Gloves, and I won the ringside world championships, and I placed second in the USA's, like every damn near every USA nationals I placed second in. So
Okay. Now I know you had goals and aspirations for the Olympics, right? Because when I met you, you were still an amateur,
uh-huh.
and I know you was chasing that medal. What happened? What made you say, "Forget it, I'm gonna go pro"?
I mean, like I just seen like how everything was playing out. Like I seen how the USA team and how they was moving. How like say if the number one guy would lose, say if he lost, not even in the finals, if he lost like the second night or something like that, he was still on the team and he was still going to these international tournaments and he was still ranked number one on on the rankings when they came out. So it's like the first year it happened, they had me ranked number 3 when I really should have been ranked number 2. But they be going by points or whatever the case may be. So then when the second year the same thing happened, I was just like, all right, I see what they trying to do. They already got who they want to go to the Olympics. So yeah, I just turn pro.
You try to go pro. And I know right now you've been working with my main man, Coach Reg.
Yo.
We got Coach Reg. And,
Yo.
you know what I'm saying? Reg, man, I'm glad you're here. For you guys who don't know, this is Coach Reg, Raymond Coach's head coach. Reg, man, talk to me about Ray. Talk to me what excited you about Ray. Why you said, you know what, man, I'm gonna take this guy because me being a coach, I know how difficult it is to say, you know what, I'm gonna invest into a kid. I'm gonna spend all my time with this kid. I'm gonna develop this kid. Because time is money, right? You're spending this time. You obviously saw something in him that you were like, I want him. Talk to me about that.
Well, I had a kid named Keon who fought Ray in the Golden Glove finals.
Keon, is it Keon Simmons?
Yeah.
He's in here right now.
And it's funny, right? Because I like Rel was telling me about Ray, about like the way he fight, but when I actually saw him and Keon fighting, I'm like, yo, this kid, he's like Keon. He was beating Keon to the punch. Like, bro, I'm telling you, his punches were so fast. It looked like he hit Keon like 4 times with one jab. Like,
Keon, we have to talk about this.
Yo, it's funny because Keon even said it. Keon came back to the corner and was like, yo, he's way too fast. And I'm just like, yo, I gotta agree with that. You know what I mean? But so we met. I knew about him from there. He was always a skilled fighter. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's not like we had to do much with him. I mean, it was a few things that we tweaked and changed, but it wasn't much because he was already a skilled fighter.
Right. So he comes to you. He's a skilled fighter. You see him fight in the Golden Gloves. Talk to me about what happened from there. Like what was the next step for the people? And the reason I'm asking you this questions, step by step like this, because I want the people who don't know to know the story. You feel me?
Right. Well, when he left the fight in the Golden Gloves and the fight in the Nationals, we already knew he was going to win. It was too easy. It was looking too easy for him. So we knew that he was automatically going to walk through the Nationals. Even when he got to the finals, everybody was like,
look at Ray. Ray just smiling. He loved hearing this. He like, yeah, talk that talk, Ray.
Like it was already known that he was going to win because it was just like everybody was like came in the gym and was like, yo, Ray fight in finals today. Everybody was like, man, he going to walk through them. He been walking through everybody the whole Nationals. Like, what's going to change today? Ain't nobody going to stop him today. Right. You know what I mean? So when he won, I was excited. You know what I mean? I was excited when he won.
So he said that he didn't want to continue the Olympic pursuit because he was starting to notice how the scoring and everything was happening. What was your mentality on the whole thing? You being a coach, you seeing his talent, saying, man, this kid is a real deal. What made you say as a coach, you know what? Man, maybe we should go for the Olympics and then turn pro, or say, you know what, forget it. Let's just go pro right now, because that's a hard decision to make when you got a kid who has a real opportunity to get that gold. You feel me? So what made you make that choice too?
Well, for a lot of people on the outside looking in, a lot of people don't know the politics of boxing. So a lot of times for the people who don't know, USA Boxing already got their favorites already. You know what I'm saying? They already got who they want to win. You know what I'm saying? So when Eddie Hearns' name came about, it was just like, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Let me switch that back to Ray. How did that happen? How did that Eddie Hearns connection? Because when you got with Eddie Hearns, it was a big deal, right? Because you was like one of the first people with him. I mean, obviously, I worked with Tevin Farmer. He was with Eddie for a while, and then out of nowhere, boom, you with Eddie, and it's like, damn. Yeah. Did he reach out to you? Did you reach out to him? What was that connection like? And then I'm gonna bring it back to you, Reg.
Nah, he reached out to me after I won the Golden Gloves. So after I won the Nationals, he DM'd me, and then we was just talking back and forth. So that's how that went.
So Eddie Hearns was scoping you out as an amateur the whole time. So he's a scout then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. And he said he heard of me even before the National Golden Gloves. He heard of me when I fought Mark Castro in the USA Nationals. So he been heard me. He knew about me for a little while.
Okay. So Eddie Hearns reached out to you. Go ahead, Reg. What were you saying now about the politics?
So I just felt like it was like in a situation like that, you know, like being that USA boxing already got its favorites. I just feel like at that time, like that was just like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you know, opportunities like that might not be on the table. You know, like so. Let's just say, for an example, he could have fought. He could have won and fought in the Olympics. And let's say if he didn't win, let's say if we got put out in the first round, and Eddie Hearn changed his mind. You know, so you know things happen. So I just felt like at that time when he said it, I was like, man, let's rock and roll. Let's go. You know
Now,
what I'm saying?
did you ever? I know Ray, you had a few coaches on the come up. You already talked about that already. Did you coach Ray at all during his amateur, or did you just take over when he decided to make the pro transition?
I had a notification come through. Say that again.
I said, did you train Ray at all during any of his amateur fights, or did you just when you got with him, you started with his pro career?
No, well I think we probably had we were just fought the Golden Gloves together, right? I meant the Nationals.
For the Golden Gloves, we fought like a couple of little
yeah, a couple of little shows, and then he went to the Nationals.
So I say that to ask you this, because a lot of people ask me this question, so I would like for them to hear it from another coach. When you got Ray, did you start to train him an Olympic style, or did you say, I'm just going to work with him and prepare him as you would prepare any professional fighter that you worked with in the past?
Well, I knew that it wasn't going to be too long before he turned pro, so I just wanted to just started transition them a little bit, you know what I mean, for the pros, you know what I mean. But like I said before, Ray was already skilled, man. So you know, like I can't take too much credit for him being as great as he was as an amateur, because he was already skilled when it came to me. He was an amazing boxer. He had all the tools. He was sharp, slick, you know, fast.
So you're Ray. So Ray, I'm not to cut you off. My bad, Ray. I thought you was done. You already were training with some other trainers. Obviously, you already had a nice skill set. What changed when you started working with Reg? Would you say anything in the regimen changed? Anything in the teaching changed? Like, what is it that, because you guys got together and it's been like a fairy tale ever since, right? You guys have been loyal to each other. Y'all been riding this out together. It's beautiful to watch from the outside. A lot of the times you don't know how things are going to play out when you get a new coach or you get a new fighter. What got you sticking with Reg, and what is it that you feel is different from your previous training experiences?
I mean, it was easy working with Reg, like coming into the gym and stuff like that. Like, yeah, we was sparring like pros and stuff like that, sparring like Tevin and everybody, bigger guys and stuff, and it was just helping me get more experience. But it's like as far as like him training me and actually like working on things with me, it was kind of easy because like he never tried to change my style, or he never tried to like force me to fight a type of way. Like everything that I've been doing, he would just add on to it, and everything was just clicking. So it's like we understand each other. We got that type of chemistry. So
okay, yeah. So Reg, you want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, well, like I said, it was easy. Like dealing with a fighter like Ray, who already skilled. Like you really don't have to do much. Like just like I said, like a little few things here and there, but you know, you really don't have to do much. I mean, he's already a skilled fighter. He's already a great fighter. So you know, just keep working and just keep adding certain things to it. But it was just I think it's just all about the quality of work that we was getting. You know what I'm saying? With at that time with like Tevin and Stevie and Shakur, you know what I mean? So it was just the quality of work that he was getting. And when he was getting that quality of work, honestly, we had to really start changing up work, because no disrespect to none of the fighters, but what I saw in Ray was I saw Ray outgrowing a lot of the fighters that he was sparring. You know what I mean? So it would be in the beginning, it was like, okay, this gonna be a little tough. But you know, as time went past, it was just like he's outgrowing these dudes. It's time to go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Because what a lot of people don't know is that once you start outgrowing fighters and then you just continuously to keep sparring those fighters, now you not learning nothing. Now they learning from you. You know what I mean? So
Ray, let me ask you, what is it that you think helped attribute to you outgrowing these guys, right? Because the names that you mentioned, Tevin and Stevie. I mean, for people who don't know who Stevie or Ortiz and other we're in a talented area. Like we see these guys every day, and to us they're regular.
Right.
Oh man, that's just this guy. That's just it. But there's people looking at us from other areas of the world and other cities and states, and they're saying that's a bad boy, right? But to you guys, it's like, man, that's just him. I outgrew him. I'm not saying you outgrew any of the names I just mentioned, but what I want to know is the people that you did outgrow, what do you attest that to? Like, what do you think changed in you that you're like, yeah, I outgrew that guy or whatever?
I mean, I dare to be great, so like I always want to get better. And when I first came to the gym, I never really was like really sparring bigger guys or that many pros like that. I was just sparring like amateurs around my weight and things like that. So as time went on, I just started getting used to them, and I just started, to pick up on certain things that they did good, and I just get away from them, and then, I just adapted and adjusted. So.
And I know you've been in some camps with some good fighters, right? Name like one or two names that you've been in that you would say the people would know that on the front line that you sparred with. Or Stevenson won. Who else?
Teofimo Lopez. I'm on the card with him. So.
Right. So when you spar guys like that, what goes through your mind? Like I can only imagine the excitement the first time you box them guys. I'm sure now it's kind of regular, but the first time you sparred Shakur, the first time you sparred Teofimo, what was going through your mind at that time?
The first time I sparred Shakur, I was still an amateur when I sparred him. We sparred at the Olympic Training Center. But what was going through my mind, I was just like, to be honest, I don't even know. I can't even remember what was going on through my mind when I sparred him the first time. But when I sparred Teofimo, I just went in there like, he not gonna do me like how I be seeing him do everybody else. So like I just wanted to make sure that it was competitive the whole time sparring him. Every time we sparred, I just wanted to stamp my name and let these people know that I'm here too and I got skills too. So
when you go to these situations, you don't go into them nervous. You don't be scared like, damn, I'm about to spar freaking champion of the world. Or at that time, he was fighting for that position, right? Or was he already a champion when you saw him?
He was fighting Lomachenko.
He was fighting Lomachenko. So when you're sparring a guy who's fighting arguably the best fighter, is there any level of fear? Like, damn, hold up, this is another level, or is it, or is your hunger so hungry right now that you're like, man, I don't care who it is in front of me right now. Like, what's the mentality?
Nah, like when I ain't gonna lie, it's definitely never fear, but like the thing that was going on in my head, like when I first, like before I sparred him, like then just like he hit hard, like I see he be knocking a lot of guys out and stuff like that. So like my main thing, I was just like trying to stay away from the power, and like I was boxing beautiful, like, but like once I felt his power, it was just like, all right, it was regular, like it was no different from sparring anybody else that I spar. So it was like, but like that definitely was going on through my head, like, how strong is he really is. So I was like a little cautious, but after that, it was green.
Now, a lot of people don't know when the fighters go to camp, Reg, a lot of the times the trainer don't go with the fighter, right? A lot of the time the fighter goes by himself. And so how do you feel when he's telling you, yo, I'm about to go spar Teofimo Lopez? Does a little nervousness go through you because you're not there to give instruction? What's going through your mind as a coach?
Well, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous at all. Because I know what I got. I know Ray's not a sparring partner. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he's not going in there just to spar so somebody can punch on him. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray has all of the attributes. Like I said, he's slick, he's sharp, he got a great IQ. You know what I'm saying? So he's not going in there just to be a sparring partner, just to lay down. And I mean, even if he's getting paid. So I know it's not going to be one of those sparrings where they're going to take advantage of him and he's just going to be out there just getting beat on. That's not going to happen. So that was something that I definitely wasn't worried about. Like he know how to hold his own. So I definitely wasn't worried about that.
So let me ask you, Reg, this is another question for you, Reg. Obviously, a lot of people who may not know, behind the scenes over the years, you know, you've helped a lot of guys in the area. You've helped guys that I've worked with, like Tevin Farmer, Stevie Ortiz, Jason Sosa. The list goes on, right?
Right.
But Raymond is your first, if I could be wrong, your first actual fighter that you could say, this is the guy, this is my guy. I'm not helping another guy, or I'm not doing work, you know, for another guy, whatever you want to say. This is my guy. When you got into that position, what changed for you?
I just think that it was just more of, you know, like, because I've been coaching for a lot of years, and I've seen a lot of good and I've seen a lot of bad. And the thing that I wanted to make sure that I did with my fighter, my own actual fighter, was teach him about the game. Let him know what the game was like. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so, and I think that's what built the trust. You know, like, your fighter got to trust you. Like, I always told him, like, I would never negotiate his career without him even being there or being on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I think that one of the things was just building, man. You know what I mean? And just teaching them the game a little bit, just letting them know, like, how dirty the game is. You know what I'm saying? So, and to always just be aware of what's going on in his career. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been around guys where they ain't have no clue of what was going on in their career, and they was getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to make sure that he knew everything that was going on in his career. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to have no mishaps, so where, you know, he'd be looking at me side-eyed, not knowing if he can trust me or not. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just it for me.
All right. Now, obviously, you guys, you've been fighting. You guys been winning. You guys been working your way up the ranks. You won the WBA Continental belt. I'm going to go ahead and show that clip.
Oh, walks onto a right hook there, Reese. He's under pressure here, been caught with a few big shots.
Yeah, the legs are gone, and Rayford knows it too, and he's letting the hands go. Belotti has gone a little bit static here. He's taken a few shots, and the referee steps in and waved it off. Well, I think Belotti's bravery has potentially been his worst enemy there, Darren. Maybe he would have been better off touching down, but he was on his feet taking clean shots, and, well, his legs are not underneath him, as you can see, but he seems almost confused as to why that was stopped. But I think...
Talk to me about that feeling right there.
Man, I loved it, man. I loved it, man. And the reason why I loved it was because, like, even with the draw, when Ray had the draw, Ray is big on taking responsibility, but even as a coach, like, I feel like I dropped the ball on that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, like Ray would say, it's no excuses. I got to draw.
Oh, you talking about the draw? I skipped the draw. I skipped the draw.
Yeah.
But
so I'm saying, just leading up to that fight, that's what I'm talking about. Right. So, like, Ray would always say, like, there's no excuses.
So let's take it back. Let's take it back one step. You got a draw with Aaron Perez before you won that title, right? I shouldn't have skipped that. Ray, what happened in that fight? For those people who might say, man, you ain't win that fight or whatever, or the people who felt you won a close fight, talk to me about the Aaron Perez situation from the fighter's perspective. And then I'll let you talk about how you felt you dropped the ball, Reg.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to just leave it at this, like, because I don't want to keep talking about it, but I just let them think and say whatever they want to say. I mean, I was trying to get a rematch, but, you know, obviously they didn't want to take it for a reason, so.
Oh, they turned down the rematch.
Yeah, of course.
And his record now is he actually lost his next fight to a guy who was 3-2.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why I don't even want to speak on him no more, because it's like, you a disgrace.
But he played himself.
Yeah. So
he played himself. Okay, so now, Reg, just go back to you. Where do you feel you dropped the ball in that situation? Obviously, Ray ain't sweating it. You guys moved on. You guys won a belt. And he lost his next fight. So that kind of explains, you know, how the cookie crumbles in that situation. But still, as a coach, where did you feel you failed, and what adjustments did you make?
Well, I feel like, you know, of course, you know, Ray is a competitor. He's a fighter. So, you know, at the end of the day, with that drill, he's going to say, like, there's no excuses. You know, it is what it is. But what a lot of people don't know was a lot of things going on behind closed doors that, you know what I mean, had a lot to do with his business that I can't speak of. But, it was a whole lot going on behind closed doors to where the fact, like, I should have just, like, tried to push the fight back or just, like,
Y'all
not
tried.
let the fight happen. But
Y'all tried.
Ray was just, you know, being a competitor like he is. He just like, yo, I want to fight. And I mean, I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And realistically, we didn't even have long to prepare for that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things that I can say was just at that time, he had just had a baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that I'm going to speak of about what was going on behind closed doors. But it was just so much going on behind closed doors with him, what I feel like as a coach, I should have just said, you know what? Let's push this fight back and let's get a little bit more time to train in. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, dude couldn't even beat him on his worst day. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't nowhere near one of his best performances. That was like one of his worst performances. And dude couldn't even beat him on that day. You know what I'm saying? So we knew what was gonna happen on the rematch.
So y'all knew. So y'all go ahead. Yeah. So y'all get the draw. Y'all don't get the rematch, and then this happened.
Oh, walks onto a right hook there, Reese. He's under pressure here, been caught with a few big shots.
Yeah, the legs are gone and Rayford knows it too, and he's letting the hands go. Bellotti has gone a little bit static here. He's taken a few shots, and the referee steps in and waved it off. Well, I think Bellotti's bravery has potentially been his worst enemy there, Darren. Maybe he would have been better off touching down, but he was on his feet.
Now, there's another coach there that you're giving a hug to, Ray. You want to shout out the other guy in the corner?
Yeah, shout out to Adam Zayas. It's my guy.
That's Coach Adam Zayas. Coach Adam, I know him.
My boy.
And his son, obviously. His son's a fantastic fighter. I'm sure I'll be interviewing his son one day. How's Adam doing? How's little Adam doing?
He's doing good, man. He's looking sharp, looking like a young pro.
So how is it working with Adam too, Reg? How is it working with a coach like Adam, where you guys seem to have fantastic chemistry from the outside looking in? Talk to me, about bringing Adam as an addition for Ray.
Well, let's not forget, Adam was working with us before we got Tevin. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was training Adam when Adam was like, what, 7?
No, I'm talking about Coach Adam.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm saying his son. Like I'm saying, Adam was training with us at that time before we even got Tevin. You know what I mean? Before Tevin came to us, so we was always training together. You know what I'm saying? It just came together more like once we added him to the team.
Now I see.
You know what I mean? Like, man, Adam always had a good chemistry.
Now Rasheem,
you know what I mean, always been a great dude.
Rasheem Jefferson on the plug, and I've seen you work with Rel too. Rasheem Jefferson, I'll say, is full government. What's Rel's role in the squad? I know you guys are real close as well.
Well, Rel just forever be a part of the team, regardless.
Yeah, fact.
You know what I mean? Rel forever be part of the team.
Rel just got
he a ticking time bomb, but he forever be a part of the team.
Why you call him a ticking time bomb?
Because Rel was a ticking time bomb, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
I've seen Rel in action a couple of times.
Yeah.
Right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, man, as you can see, we got Coach Reg and we got Ray Savage for the WBA Continental, soon to be undisputed world champion. Now, Ray, you are 126 and 130 pounder. Are you fluctuating from them two weights? Are you 122 to 126? Which ones is it exactly? I get confused, man.
No, I never fought that one. I never even weighed in at 130. I don't know where. I be hearing a lot of people saying that though. Like, I don't know where.
It's on your Wikipedia. Who wrote your Wikipedia? Whoever wrote that put you in as a guy who fluctuates from 130 to 126.
No.
Yeah, we suing whoever wrote that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go check them real quick. Okay, so you never
on my box rack. I never even weighed in at 130.
Okay, so you fought at what weights as a professional fighter?
I tried to fight at 122, but that ain't work. So we just at 126 right now.
How do you feel at 126?
I feel good. I feel strong. So yeah, I make it easy.
Now there's a lot of big names at 130, and there's who's at 126 other than you that you can say, that you want to fight moving forward. That I don't even know who has the belt at that weight. Who has the belt at that weight?
Gary Russell, Kid Guy, Leo Santa Cruz still got a belt here. I don't know why. You need to vacate or come fight somebody. Who else? Did I say Leewood? Leewood, Neverete.
Okay, there's a couple of guys that if you had to choose, who do you want to fight?
Galahad.
You broke up. Say that again.
Galahad.
Oh, okay. All right. That's who you want to fight for. But how about you, Reg? Who do you see for him?
Same.
That's the fight you guys want.
Yep.
That's the fight. Now, you guys ever plan on campaigning at 130 in the near future, or you guys are just gonna go ahead, get the belts at 126 and run that division for a while?
I mean, we can get the belts at 26 and run that division for a while and then move up.
Now, I only want like 2 belts here.
You know what I'm saying? Then once we move up, whoever in our way got to move. We need them belts. Yeah, we need them belts.
We got Coach Ray Savage, man. I'm gonna go ahead and start looking at these comments. If y'all got any questions for these two, please let it be known right now. Of course, we got plenty of people chiming in right now. My man Johnny Ortiz says squad. Jamil Jackson said, "What's up, Coach and Coach Reg and Ray? What's going on, champ?"
What up?
We got real laughing right now. I guess because you called him a ticking time bomb.
Oh, you know it, man.
Right.
That's been Lad himself.
So, this before the people start bringing in okay. So we got a good question right here, and this is a Philly guy. Who you guys got? Fulton or Figueroa?
Fulton.
How do you guys see that fight going?
Scooter.
Decision.
Now, have you ever sparred Stephen Fulton, Ray?
Yeah.
That must be a nice work, man. I missed that. I need to go see that.
Yeah, good fighter.
Yeah, he's definitely a good fighter. I got a chance to work with him years ago, man. He's grown quite a bit. Mm-hmm. How do you guys see the fight going this weekend with
Crawford?
What's his name? With Rosado and Munguia. How you guys see that fight going?
I'm gonna go with Rosado. That's my guy.
I'm going with Gabe, man. I want Gabe to win, man.
Oh, I know you guys want Gabe to win. How do you see the fight playing out? I'm not saying you. I mean, obviously you say Gabe at the end.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with Gabe all the way. I want Gabe by knockout, man.
Right. You got Gabe working out.
I'm rocking with Gabe.
Keep it 100. Said Gary Russell versus Ray. That's the fight that people want to see right there.
Ray.
Gary Russell.
I'll talk about.
Johnny Ortiz said Ray Savage. Who's the toughest you ever sparred?
Boots.
All right, let's talk about that for a second. So you got 126-pounder sparring Boots, Reg. What are you trying to get out of that kind of work when you put him in there with a guy so much bigger than Ray? Obviously, Ray's much smaller than Boots. Boots is big for 147 for crying out loud. What are you looking at, and what are you trying to get out of that work?
Well, I know that when you got top-notch sparring like that, you can't do what you want to do. There's no time for you to slack. You can't get hit. You won't get hit with the same shots that you would get hit with if you fight somebody of a less caliber. You fight somebody less caliber, then you just in there doing whatever you want to do, and they hitting you with stupid shots that you shouldn't get hit with. When you sparring dudes like Boots and sparring dudes like Shakur, you got to be on your A game at all times, because if you slack, they're gonna make you pay. So that's why I like that. That's why I like that sparring, because from round 1 to whatever round y'all gonna stop at, you're gonna be on your A game at all times. So that's why I like that type of sparring.
Okay, yeah, I know that's got to be some tough work, Ray. You be holding back on him?
Oh, Boots. Yeah, I take a light on him.
Yeah, you taking all right, that's what's up, my man.
They're gonna try to get in. They're gonna try to get in and try to take my head off.
Yeah, Mr. Just Because said that Kid Goliath fight should be easy to make since you're with Matchroom.
That's a fact. It's realistic.
Keep it 100 said Lara versus Canelo 2. You think that fight would ever happen?
Nah.
What the hell?
Nah. I don't think that ever happened.
Bill Burr said, "What's up, champ? You're the future. What keeps you motivated to chase this dream every day?"
I just want to be successful. That's all. I want to be rich.
So you're doing this because you want to be rich.
Yeah, I want to be rich. I'm trying to live like Floyd Mayweather.
Damn. Okay. You trying to live like Floyd. Okay.
He won an $18 million watch.
Yeah, something like that.
He said Tevin versus Mickey Bay. I know y'all might have seen that trending. What y'all think about Tevin versus Mickey Bay?
Mickey Bay.
Tevin. I got Tevin.
Mickey Bay coming back?
That's crazy, right? That fight came out of nowhere.
I like Mickey Bay. I like Mickey Bay as a person. Like he great dude. But I got Tev.
Hey, honestly, it was good chopping it up with y'all, but I got something to do. I didn't think we was gonna be on here this long.
All right, Ray. No problem, my brother. Thank you for coming on.
No problem, bro. I appreciate you for having me on.
No problem. All right, we have Ray Savage in the building. Reg, man, we'll talk for a few more minutes before we
yeah.
When we pull off, man. So yeah, Ray. I mean, Reg, talk to me, man. Talk to me, man. What else you got coming up? Who else do you got? I mean, you obviously got Ray.
I got a kid, 17-0, 6 by knockout, kid named Milton Santiago. I got his brother, Tommy Santiago. At 160, this kid is.
What's his record now?
Well, Tommy's he didn't have his pro debut yet. He's great to go pro.
Okay.
Well, he going to the Nationals in December, and then after the Nationals, he's going pro.
Okay, and then you got Milton Santiago, who was the youngest person to turn pro.
Right.
Right.
So he took off for a while. He hasn't fought since 2018, so he's back and he's getting in shape again. And I mean, he hasn't lost his skills. He's still sharp. He's still slick. I mean, just got to get the weight down. I mean, which is coming down good. So, not rushing him. We just because he was supposed to fight December 11th, but I pushed the fight back. So, but we just I pushed it back to like February. I mean, I don't want to rush him. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna fight at 40, but I want to do it at like 44, 43, 44, somewhere around there. I mean, so I don't want to rush him, and he feel drained during the fight. I mean, so.
Okay, my man Joshua Tate said, as a coach, do you train your fighters mentally? How do you train their minds for big fights? Talk to us about that, Reg. What do you do? How do you guys prepare mentally?
Prepare mentally is just, so what we do is we once we find out who the opponent is, and a lot of times it takes a while to find out who the opponent is, so we just keep training. And mentally, man, it's just, you're going to go through the storm regardless, because anybody that's getting in that ring is coming to win. You know what I mean? And that's how you got to look at it when you put your fighters there to spar. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's and preparing for the big fights. We haven't got to that level yet for the big fights, but, when we do, you also got to use the right sparring partners as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't be using these mediocre sparring partners. So not saying that you got to have tough sparring all the time, but you definitely got to use the right sparring partners.
So for you, the mental training is basically what you put them through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it's not so much you talking to them or whatever. It's more so like I'm gonna put you in these situations and you're gonna have to overcome them.
Got to overcome it. Got to.
So
if you look at a lot of fighters, so let's go back to the one where we were just talking about Stephen Fulton. I feel like Danny Garcia and Stephen Fulton, they've been in tough fights their whole career. I mean, I feel like Scooter been fighting nothing but undefeated fighters his whole career. Like, he hasn't had a cab driver yet. You know what I'm saying?
But that's actually helping him in a way, right?
I mean it is, but like, man, can he get a layup one time?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even the worst basketball player found it was open for a 3-pointer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can he get one time?
Right.
I mean, but like you said though, he get prepared for it. You know, Scooter is a dog, man. And, you know, hats off to him. Like I'm definitely rooting for him for this fight for sure, man.
Right. Yeah, man. He got himself a nice fight ahead of him.
Exactly.
What boxing guard do you prefer when you're teaching a fighter basics? Basically, is what this gentleman is asking. What would you say?
Well, it depends. Like, it depends on what kind of defense you're working on. Everybody can't shoulder roll. So let's just get that out of the way. Everybody cannot shoulder roll, and the shoulder roll is not for everybody. So it depends on what type of fighter you got. You know what I'm saying? That's just like you teaching Anthony Joshua how to shoulder roll. No, it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work with what that fighter got.
Now, what if it's his first day in the gym though, and he don't got nothing yet, and you giving it to him? How are you teaching him?
Well, you just teaching him the fundamentals. That's all. Teaching him to keep his hands up, head movement, you know what I mean? And working on the jab. That's it.
Keep it real simple.
Yeah, just basic. That's it.
Ascended Master said, I got knocked out my first fight 6 months ago. I want to rematch. How do you prepare yourself as a fighter? How do you prepare yourself after getting knocked out to come back?
You know what? I can't answer that. But what I can say is this. A lot of times when fighters get knocked out, they come back and they're not the same. So it's up to you. Like, how do you feel about it? You know what I mean? How are you mentally? Like, are you still there? Because a lot of fighters, when they get knocked out, a lot of fighters come back gun shy. So a lot of them, you know, they throw a punch, but also it's like they're scared to get hit, so they're a little jittery. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's up to you how you feel mentally.
Right. Randy said, I'm 27. Am I too old to start boxing for real?
No, because Bernard started at 28.
There you go, Randy. You got some good news, man. You got some good news. Now, if a kid came to you 27 years old, never boxed before, and said, Reg, I want you to train me, what's the first thought that goes through your mind?
No.
So what does he have to do? What does he have to do? Like, he's really got to want it. Like,
I mean, like, let's make it clear. Bernard didn't just like start from the line and start just doing the jab. Like, he had skills. Like, he was, but you know, like it's just starting the fighter out. So it's going to take you roughly some years to like really get in. By the time you get your first pro fight, it's gonna be about almost 30.
Right. Kenyon told him basically what I've been telling guys all this time. It all depends on your goals, man. Definitely.
That too.
Trying to become a world champion starting at 27 is a little hard to do. Mr. Just Because said, as a southpaw, I got caught with a right hook to the body, throwing a straight left, broke my ribs, experience with rib injuries and recovery. Okay, yeah. Do you have any experience working with fighters who've broken their ribs, Reg?
Nah. Nope.
Yeah, that's something you're gonna have to let your doctors talk you through and heal up. You know what I'm saying? Boxing coaches are just boxing coaches, but you definitely don't want to. You don't want to go back into the ring prematurely, because then you'll be sitting down for
forever,
maybe forever. Exactly.
Yeah,
so you definitely want to let a licensed professional medical practitioner handle that for you. You feel me?
Sure.
My man Noxon said, "What's good, Reg? You still training at a TKO boxing gym?"
Yes, sir, brother. I'm in Bosie's in the morning time, but I'm definitely at TKO at night.
So talk to me about your schedule, Reg, real quick, man. I know you probably got to go too, man. I
know. No, I ain't doing nothing. I'm in the house, man.
Give me the life in the day of trainer Coach Reg. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm in the gym in the morning at Bosie's because I got the kid Pop and kid Milton and Tommy. So I'm over there with them from like 11 to like 1, and then, you know, do regular duties, pick the kids up from school, take them home, then back to the gym at 5. You know what I mean? So that's the day, man. And after that, bedtime.
Hey, this is like your bedtime now, right?
Nah, I'll be up just watching TV, man.
Yeah.
TV.
My man said, Antoine said, "You have any advice for an amateur?" It's a little bit of a simple question, but go ahead. What do you got to say, Reg?
I mean, I don't know how to answer that. What are you
Yeah,
asking?
like Antoine, I think you might have to give a little bit more information.
But yeah, like what you asking, be more specific,
yeah, you gotta be more specific. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
David Townsend said, "My dominant hand is my right hand, but I'm comfortable fighting southpaw. Should I practice orthodox to have power in the rear?" I guess he's asking if he should fight as a southpaw even though he's a righty. Or should he just train like the regular orthodox stance? He's a right-handed fighter.
I mean, it happens. It happens. It depends on you. So it happens. Let's look at Omar Douglas. Omar Douglas is the orthodox fighter, and his strong hand is his left hand. You know what I'm saying? Strong hand is his left hand. So, depends on you.
Lucine Montala, how do you know if a coach is really helping you to improve or just stopping you from your full potential?
Well, for me, I'm big on fundamentals. So, like through the years, I've seen fighters who can throw a 40 or 50 punch combination, but don't got a proper 1-2. You know what I mean? So I've seen it through the years. So like I know if a fighter is doing something wrong, or a lot of times fighters not going to know if you coming in to learn, because you're only going to know what I teach you. So I mean, it's good to just sometimes start watching boxing, because there's a lot of people who got a lot of questions but never watch boxing.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So I think it's good to start watching boxing. And if you want to talk about, I can give you some names of some fighters who got great fundamentals. Not flashy, but good fundamentals. Where you can watch guys like Andre Ward. You can watch guys like Shakur Stevenson. You can watch guys like Julian Williams. You can watch Mikey Garcia. These dudes is not flashy fighters, but they got a lot of great fundamentals with them.
How many times a week should I run as an amateur, and should we do more sprints or steady state?
You can run every day. You can run every day. There's nothing wrong with jogging. You can jog every day. And you should do sprints. Sometimes sprint up do hills, or if you want the treadmill, put it on the incline.
Mark Preston said, "Why don't more fighters switch stance while fighting and train? Why don't they basically train both orthodox and southpaw?"
Because you gotta crawl before you walk. So, you can't you can't be horrible on both sides. You got to learn on one side first. You know what I mean? Then once you get one side down, then you can start working on the other side.
Knoxon said, what besides the shoulder roll would you use to get away from a straight right hand or counter it?"
Move your head. Move your head. Move your head. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these things, man, a lot of the shoulder roll is not for everybody, and everybody think that they can shoulder roll. You know what I mean? Like you might see some people shoulder rolling, but are they doing the correct shoulder roll? You know what I mean? Because I see people that shoulder roll and still get hit. That's not the shoulder roll. So,
yeah, the shoulder roll has definitely became a very desired technique over the years, and with good reason. But there's a lot of caution that you need to understand before you decide to do it.
right,
You definitely need to
absolutely.
drill it, train it. You have to have a trainer who knows how to drill it. So it's not something that anybody should just pick up and start doing.
Absolutely.
A couple more questions before we wrap this thing up. Joshua Tate said, "How serious should I take amateur boxing if I'm trying to go pro. I heard that amateur boxing can hurt fighters going pro because there's a big difference.
It definitely is a big difference. And I mean, if you boxing, period, you should take boxing serious. Boxing is not a game. Boxing is not basketball. You can't wake up one day and decide you want to have an off day. Boxing is a serious sport. And to be frank, you can die in this sport because it happens. So I think that you should take boxing serious at all times. At all times, you should take boxing serious.
At all times. You heard it from Coach Reg. Take boxing serious at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I always get caught with body shots. Any advice on how to take them? Any particular exercises?
Sit-ups. Sit-ups. Do more your sit-ups.
Big Show said, why do so many pro boxers lean when they punch?
I don't know. That's a bad habit. That's something that the trainer got to get them out of. If your boxer lean when he punch, then it's not being corrected in the gym. So, they got to correct that.
Now, does that surprise you? Because that surprised me a few times. When I work with guys that had, really good boxing records,
Right.
over 10, 12, 15 pro fights. And I'm saying to myself, man, this guy, like you said, still can't throw a 1-2 properly. You know what I'm saying? Or stand wide. And they're professionals. You know what I'm saying? And I say to myself, how is this even possible? Like, how do these guys make it with ththese fundamental flaws? You know what I'm saying? So long. You know what I mean? Where you can see it immediately as a trainer. You're like, man, you don't even know how to do this. And you're a pro. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, you also got to be aware of these trainers who, they just in a rush. A lot of trainers they don't care about correcting. They in it for $1. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely, if y'all in boxing, listen to this. You got to be aware of these trainers. They will sell you out for $1. Boxing is a dirty game. I'm telling y'all. These trainers will sell you out for $1. I'm not telling you something that I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you. They will sell you out for $1. I'm telling you. So y'all got to be aware. Always ask questions about your career. Always know what's going on in your career. If something don't feel right, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. And another thing on top of that, be aware of what you sign. Be aware of what you sign. If you don't know what you're signing, if you get a contract and it got all of these big words in it, keep asking, what do it mean? Until you understand what these big words mean. If not, go on your damn phone and pull up a dictionary and look at what it means. Don't just sign something because you see something with dollar signs and commas behind it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to cost you. When you look at them dollar signs and them commas, that's going to cost you if that's all you're looking at. So if y'all in this game and y'all want to be in this game and y'all got plans on having longevity in this game, pay attention to your career and know what's going on at all times.
Right. I think we're going to leave it on that note right there. Reg, I want to say thank you for coming on, man. You know what I mean? Just brought Raymond on to highlight Ray. Man, this is a highlight of you, Reg. You just stole the damn show.
Hey, man, thanks, and I appreciate you having me on, bro.
Reg, let me ask you a question, man. How can the people get a hold of you? And are you taking on any clients in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area, or are you just exclusive to working with professional and top-level amateur fighters? What is your deal? Like, if somebody in the chat say, yo, I want Coach Ray, I want to pay him $500 to train with him right now. That guy know his stuff. How do they get a hold of you, and what's your situation with that?
You can hit me on Instagram at RegGetRaw, RegGetRew.
Can I ask you what the hell that name mean real quick? Get-Raw.
I had that since I was a young boy, man.
What you got going on, Reg? All right,
so, hey, man, you know what I mean? So,
all right. And what's your situation? Are you taking on clients, or you just right now?
I'm taking on all clients, man. Anybody, everybody.
You are taking on clients. They can get.
I'm taking on 92-year-olds, everybody.
All right, well, there y'all heard it, man. If y'all want to get a chance to work with Coach Reg, you are currently training where at TKO Fitness in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
And Philly, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Reg, man. Well, thank you, man. Y'all know where y'all can find. Y'all gonna have to rewind this video and listen to what he said. Reg, get raw, and make sure y'all hit my man Reg up. Keep up with him. We're gonna need you to post more on that gram, though, man.
I know, man.
I know. Man. I need some of them combos. I ain't been able to steal combos since you stopped.
I done took like 5 of yours, so it's cool.
Reg, man, thank you for pulling up, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. That was my man, Coach Reg and Raymond Ford, man. Two very, dedicated people to the sport, and Reg and me, and everybody on that side. I got a lot of love for everybody on that side. You know what I mean? So even though I don't see them every day the way I used to, the love ain't never lost. I'm out here doing my thing. They out there doing their thing. I hope you guys learned something. The reason why I like to bring guys like Coach Reg and Eddie, and I got a chance to bring Raymond Ford, and then a few, like last week we had Tevin Farmer, right? The goal is to give you different boxing minds. You know what I mean? This is a channel where I want you to see, you know what I mean? Oh, Billy Briscoe. How can I forget my man Billy Briscoe, right? Like, bring different boxing minds who are going to come here, give you the game, give you the free game. You know what I mean? Educate you guys, let you guys learn about boxing from a professional level. These are people who I have in my phone. These are my contacts, everyday guys. And like I told a lot of people, you know what I mean? To us, we're regular. We see each other on a day-to-day, but I know a lot of you guys don't have access to that. So I want to try to bring that access to you guys, man. So I want to say thank you for everybody who pulled up. You already know CoachAnthonyBoxing.com. Go yourself and grab a course, man, if you want to continue to educate yourself with boxing, knowledge. I also dropped a video earlier today, 10 combinations that you could do on the inside. They all start with the lead hand. I got like a little something I'm doing with that. So make sure y'all go watch that. Just go to my most recent videos and check out my most recent instructional. And I'm gonna be here tomorrow. Be on the lookout for the time. So make sure y'all got the bell notifications on. Be on the lookout for the time. Sometimes on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, I might switch up the time, whether I may come a little earlier or a little bit later on a Friday night, Saturday night, depending if there's a fight. You know what I mean? So if you got the bell notifications on, you guys will get alerted and you guys won't miss whatever we got going on, man. So I want to say thank you to everybody who pulled up. We spent a nice, strong hour of some good education. Thank you to Raymond Savage Ford for taking time out. I know he got to wake up early and train tomorrow. That's why he ain't sitting around and couldn't talk the whole time. And thank you to everybody who pulled up, man. You guys are much appreciated. See you next time.